One of two players traded to the Worcester Railers from the Savannah Ghost Pirates earlier this summer, Jordan Kaplan, finally getting a chance to sit down and catch up. Cap, welcome back to Worcester.
Hey Tim, thanks for having me on.
Good to have you on. Good to finally get to catch up with you here. Just first, tell us about how your summer's been going so far and what you've been up to.
Yeah, summer's been great. Been home here in Jersey, kind of hanging out with the family, my two brothers, playing a lot of golf, doing some training, and also working a little bit. It's been good, nice and relaxing.
Uh, Talk about for you, obviously taking the summer to relax here, but you're coming back to Worcester where you spent a little bit of time last season, mostly on the road, but even still, just talk about your excitement in this new opportunity with the Railers this year.
Yeah, I mean, from what I remember, just going back a little bit now, I guess it's 2 years, you could say. From what I remember, being with the Railers was awesome. I mean, when I was out there, I think the guys were a little bit sick and the team was beat up a little bit, but I still enjoyed my time there. I think we were able to pull out a couple of wins against a really good Newfie team at the time. Um, and I mean, yeah, that just left a lasting impression on me. I mean, I love my time there. The commitment to the team, like I said, was um, above above and beyond, honestly, and I appreciated that. So I'm really excited for the upcoming opportunity this year.
You joined the Railers January of 2023, as I mentioned 2 seasons ago. You were actually already up in St. John's when the Railers picked you up, and you score a power play goal in the first period against their old team. I mean, talk about what an experience like that's like.
Oh man, I mean that was great. Over the course of that year, I really hadn't scored much. I don't think I scored any goals before that. So I mean that was a great feeling, and doing it so quick. Obviously, like the first game there. I mean it was a great feeling. The boys were really happy for me too, which was warm welcome.
Let's talk a bit more about what you coming to Worcester and what that involved. Obviously, head coach or general manager and associate head coach Nick Tozolino traded for both you and Michael Bullion. Uh, Talk about your relationship with Nick, what your conversations with him have been like since you've joined the Railers here this summer.
Yeah, me and Tuz last year, we worked together obviously last year, and think over the course of the season or from when I got to Savannah, and from that point out, we built a really good relationship. Um, I think he had some trust in me, and then put me in some situations that maybe some other coaches like wouldn't necessarily have or given me that opportunity, and I really appreciated that. And it gave me like some confidence. And I mean, we kind of just took that and ran with it. And like I said, we built a really good relationship over the year. I was lived down the road from him, so spent a couple hours a day kind of with his son and kids there, and so we got to know each other pretty well. And talking about coming to Worcester when I saw he got this job, we exchanged a few texts, congratulated him, and we just thought over talking about it, we thought it would be like a great fit. And he emphasized to me that I'd be able to do some of those same things that I was doing with him down in Savannah, and I was excited about being able to have that opportunity once more going into this season.
Since you left the Railers back in 2023, it feels like you've really transformed your game. As you said it earlier, offense wasn't always coming easy for you that year, but you had a really good year down in Savannah last year. How would you say your game's really come along this past year and a half since then?
It's a good question. I think I mean a lot of the fans here, I'm sure, know how the league works. And with such small rosters, sometimes like with guys coming in and out from the American League, there's spots are few and far between. So that entire year, I was kind of in that spot where you're not sure if you're going to get pushed out by a guy coming down or whatnot. So I think kind of mentally, it was a little bit of a challenge for myself, and I think that kind of trickled into my game. And like I said last year, just Tuz and also Alex Lowe, who I played for previously in Adirondack. They were the two guys down in Savannah for the majority of the year, and like I said, they trusted me, and I kind of took that and ran with it and stepped into a bigger role. And I think I had some success that I'd been longing for in the past.
So you've got this newfound confidence now after a year down in Savannah where they put a lot of trust in you in those situations.
Yeah, definitely. And I think now it's like stringing two of those solid years together and kind of proving to people like, hey, like you are that, like this is the player you can be here, and this is what you can do to help our team. And uh, here you go. Kind of that situation I'm excited about.
Talk about your time in Europe. You left the Railers to go overseas to Germany, and you were there for, as you told me before we got online here, a couple months. So just talk about what that experience was like.
It was definitely different. No 3 game weekends. Everything was Friday, Sunday with a practice in between Saturday morning. Um, Shorter practices. It was definitely more laid back. Um, the game itself was a little bit different. That was my first time playing on the bigger sheet, and the game's a lot different. It's a little bit less of go go go. It's more of there's a lot more control and trapping. So that was interesting to me, but I think it kind of added some dynamic to my game that I didn't have before. Maybe a little east west agility and stuff like that. Attacking defenseman with speed and having confidence with it, because there is a little bit more space out there outside the dots and whatnot. Um, but yeah, that was great. I got a good opportunity out there to help a team that was trying to move up a league, and I played a pretty decent role there. I enjoyed my time, and gave them the help that I thought I could. Made a pretty deep playoff run there. We went to the semifinals of that league, and then that was pretty much it. Came back and um, ended up in Savannah.
And then continuing on a little bit more to talk about last year, another unique experience you had. You're actually a part of the 2024 Warrior ECHL All Star Classic. You're part of the Savannah All Star roster. I mean, what a unique experience to get to play all those guys coming into town. What was it like? All the theatrics, the fanfare in and around Savannah that time of year.
Yeah, I mean that was awesome. I'd never obviously never experienced anything like that, especially down in Savannah. The that building, the End Market Arena, gets pretty packed, and they're pretty passionate down there. So I think that was a really good place to have it. Um, and I mean that was just an awesome weekend. My teammates were having. We didn't really have full practice that week. We were messing around with the skills competitions and stuff and whatnot, because some of the boys from our team were uh, competing, I guess, if you would. So yeah, that was fun. And then the game was obviously fun. I think it was a little wacky, because the fans and also our team, we weren't sure, like, hey, like, are we gonna, are we playing full tilt here? Like, what's going on? And I think the fans weren't sure either. Like, does this game count? Like, what's going on? But it was fun. All in all, it was a good experience. And I know a lot of those guys that were on the All Star team. I played with some of them in the past, so it was cool to spend a weekend with them, show them around Savannah a little bit.
Very nice. Now, you've touched on a little bit throughout the interview here, and again, you played for the Railers 2 games back in the past. But if you will, how would you describe your play style? A little more depth.
Uh, I think I've kind of developed into more of a 200-foot two-way forward. I played in the middle last year, but that's changed in the past. It's always been wherever I'm needed. But I think I've turned into kind of that support valve down the middle of the ice in all three zones, and the guy who can bring the energy and also make a play here and there.
And then to help our fans to get to know you a little bit more off the ice, what are some things you like to do away from the rink?
Uh, I've been on a hot streak with golf lately. I mean, as I know, a lot of people are probably getting into that. I mean, I've been playing a lot of golf. I love going down to the beach and hanging out on the boat. And I mean, those are a lot of mostly what I've been doing recently this summer. I'm playing a lot of hockey as well, whether it's here in the backyard with the brothers or at the rink. I spend a lot of time. I'm coaching kids too, uh, skills here and there. So I love hockey. I love going to the beach, hanging out with family. Things like that.
I ought to put a disclaimer when I ask this question, besides golf as well, because I think just about every guy all summer long has said they're on the course, they're teeing off from from wherever. So yeah, no, but no, it's great. Love to hear it. Last thing for you here, Cap. Message for fans who are coming to the DCU Center. They're excited to get to see you play, as well as this entire Railers team ahead of the 24-25 season on October 19th.
I'm excited to get up to Worcester. It's gonna be. I haven't personally, I haven't played in the playoffs yet in this league, so I'm excited. That's kind of my goal going into this year, and I hope I can, put the fans in the building for the playoffs when playoffs roll around. And I mean, I'm gonna do everything in my power to make that happen, and I'm sure all the boys are on board with that as well.
Jordan Kaplan, one of your Railers for the 24-25 season. Thanks for taking the time today.
Yeah, thank you very much, Tim. Everyone.